Right.
I'm trying to... See, I thought it was a chip at first.
It looks clean from here.
No, it's not. The glass has some local discoloration. I think it's a permanent stain. What would cause such a thing?
It's fine. The whole place is spotless. No one could find fault here but you. Roy, I'm worried about you.
I've allowed things to become out of proportion, that's all.
Which is why you have to stand up to this bloke. Prove to yourself that you're not that little boy you once were. And that he's not the big man he thinks he is.
Yes.
Are you worried he'll get violent? Because I can always get Mr. Baldwin and Jamie to come over.
It would be a relief if he did get violent. People don't laugh at a man being hit, even a man such as myself.
Tom, give Craig a shout.
Craig!
Oh, I could have done that.
In death is beauty. From beauty seeps music. That music is stench.
Oh, Tom, you can't do that. It's Craig's.
Don't you want to know what he's into? It's tickets for something.
Stench of death. Almost live at Manchester Apollo. Exercise your demons. No flash photography. Lord, wouldn't like to be ice cream lady on that.
Hey, get off. I've been waiting for them. Do you think I'm having you wandering around city centre late at night? They're mine. You're not robbing them, Dad, because one of them's Rosie's. Do you want to argue about it? Because I can tell you now, I'll win.
Your dad's just worried about you, that's all.
I've done everything he said. I've taken out the piercing, no nail varnish, and now it's good enough for him.
What about your breakfast, Craig? Flaming tart, this.
Kettle. Pot.
Calling me a tart?
Ah, you're too beautiful. I'm going more beautiful.
Not fast enough.
You've only been dancing a week.
Oh, I wish I had two bodies. One I could sit indoors in and stuff my face, and a skinny one in the cupboard I could wear to go out. Can you eat the skin on these things?
I say we've run out of tomato sauce. I thought that vat of it could be handed down through the generations.
Oh, smell that bacon.
Betty, you know she's on a diet.
A bit of bacon's not going to kill her.
I'll have yours.
Gee, thanks.
See you later.
It's for my own good.
We could spend the day in bed instead.
Katie, you've got this exam.
I like it when you're strict.
Come on, I'll get you some chocolate round at Rita's.
So I can put myself in a coma if the paper's too hard.
No, so you can keep your concentration in case your blood sugar drops.
Did you know there was planning to sneak off into town to some weirdo gig?
Yeah, so Rosie could go if she was with Craig.
Cheers. Yeah, well, she won't be with Craig because Craig's not going. Have you seen a flyer for this thing? They'll be sacrificing virgins on stage by the look of it.
Well, that's one way you can find out if them two have been, if they pick Rosie or not. It's the gig, Tom. If we drop them off and then pick them up...
No chance.
Look, if they come down too hard on them, we'll sneak off behind our back. You know what kids are like.
Here.
Oi! You're flaming wiping that?
Look, I'll wipe you. If you don't get a move on, I'll wipe the floor with you.
Oh, yeah, right.
Well, you're half a mop at any road.
Is everything all right? Where's Roy?
He's upstairs, and if you're going up, tell him to come down and sort Madam out. He told her to clean that cabinet.
Excuse me. He didn't say me. He said someone.
Well, you're someone, aren't you? Oh, you reckon you are?
How long has he been up there?
Here. Good point. Happen it should be him that comes down and does the clean. He's been skiving all morning.
I'll tell him you said that.
It was great. He was man of the match and everything, and people were calling him Warune. The only thing is, and I'm going to have to speak to him about this, is when he scored the goal, he didn't so much as glance at me, and he knew where I was sat. Do you know, like on the telly when they run into the crowd and they kiss the wives and they hold the babies and stuff? Do you think that sounds really petty? No, not petty. Well, what then? I mean, it's for his good and all, because they're the pictures they'll use in the newspapers, which will make him look like a much nicer lad. It's good for his image.
Oh, yeah, because that's the most important thing.
Exactly.
I never anticipated running any kind of public service, you know. As a child, it was never in my imagination. My ambition was to be a librarian.
That's a public service.
Oh, well, no, not the person on the front desk offering advice. No, the man buried deep in the archive, classifying, ordering, coding. A job both art and science. The art of making transparent, accessible that chaos of thoughts and ideas. how to classify, where to cross-reference, how to successfully guide that person from the street to the book which would address the question in their mind.
Roy, you love the cafe.
That's the thing. And it has been a joyous revelation to me that I can find the same fulfilment and pleasure from facilitating the ordinary, everyday interaction of people. Eating my food, discussing their lives in all manner of combinations. Live cross-referencing. And me, invisible, peripheral, the oil that lubricates the machine. And then suddenly it's as if there's a light shining on me. And I am visible, laughable, ridiculous.
Right, you've got to stop this. You're letting him win.
A child puts dirty hands on the cabinet. Young boy, deliberately. Then he looks at me as if to say, come on then, what are you going to do about it? And I feel this irresistible urge to grab hold of him, shake him.
Roy.
And why has this happened? One man breaks one rule, and suddenly the click of the door fills me with dread, not anticipation, and not dread that it might be Vince. Dread that it could be one of our neighbours come to laugh at me for my behaviour, or Sally Webster, angry again, or someone else who brings out some shameful reaction in me.
Roy, Sally could see that you weren't yourself. People round here, they respect you. Nobody'd want to see you feeling like this. You've got to take control of the situation.
I'm not feeling very well. I have a shortness of breath. I just need to lie down for a couple of hours.
I'll make you some dinner.
Cup of tea, is it? Depends if I'm allowed to put my own sweetener in. I don't want to be thrown out into the street. I heard the Webster girls were hung, drawn and quartered in here. Half expected to see the heads on stakes outside.
Yeah, no, can't believe I missed that.
Oh, go on, put your sweetener in. Live dangerously.
Right then, I'll have a balm and all. I have to fill myself up before going for this pizza. I can't get on with pizzas. Just cheese and tomato sandwiches poshed up.
Right, I best be off. I've got to get changed before I meet Adam.
Oh, aye.
Oh, Adam's busy. Family do. It's his last day, so Ken's buying us lunch.
I know I'm coming as Adam's guest.
Guest, is it? First I've heard. Guests. Stated this. Someone having a dirty protest?
Yes, somebody certainly is.
Well, you must be joking.
I said hold them all up till I've passed her. How am I meant to get it dry in this weather?
Wonder.
It'll dry on me any road here. Save us a place against Ken.
Is she?
Oh, that's fancy piece.
I'm going to keep this on at home from now on. I don't care what my dad says. I might even get another piercing as well.
I don't see why people think that we're strange when there's like some Roy Cropper about. You better not just say sorry. I want a free meal. For you and all. For life. For what's left of life. Here he comes.
Here, is he coming down or what? I'm meant to be knocking off in an hour.
He's not feeling very well.
Oh, come on, let's go to Titchy.
Well, he looked all right before. He only went upstairs to press a couple of tea towels. What's he got? Eye in his elbow?
I think you could be a little bit more supportive.
You sure he's not there designing more of his signs? Patrons are to queue in a straight line. Patrons must not smile.
He's simply asserting his rights, and if you've got a problem with that, then perhaps you should look for work somewhere else.
Vince. You got it?
Yeah.
Is that it?
Yeah, that's it.
You better not have dumped everything in the middle of the yard. Charlie will go spare.
You're like an old mother, ain't you?
Excuse me.
Yeah.
I think you know why I'm here.
You're after an extension?
Roy Cropper.
He's after an extension?
You should be ashamed of yourself.
I have no idea what you're talking about, love.
Don't you love me?
I don't. Well, then I barely know you.
Makes you feel better, does it? Undermining confidence that's taken years to build up. Well, he's a bigger man than you.
Why? And how would you know?
He loves that cafe, and people love him being there.
How nice.
You're nothing but a twisted schoolyard bully, and if you think that I'm going to sit back and pretend it isn't happening, then you're very wrong. Nobody has my husband holed up in our flat wishing he was a librarian. Not you, not anybody.
A librarian?
You bored? Do you hear me? You're bored.
Look at the state of this, mate.
Yeah, well, I'm only saying alright.
I'll sort it out later. Unless something more entertaining comes up.